Welcome back to Next on Steam, the series where we check out the biggest upcoming games heading to Steam that you probably want on your wish list before everyone else finds them. And this week is actually kind of stacked because all three of today's games launch on the exact same day, May 20th. We've got a brand new roguelite take on Deep Rock Galactic, a stealth multiplayer heist game from some legendary immersive sim developers, and a massive player-driven sci-fi sandbox that looks like EVE Online and Satisfactory had a baby. So let's get into it.
Find your seats, miners, and listen up. We have lost contact with all deep-level extraction facilities across the entire planet. Everything has gone dark. Management wants our mines back online ASAP, and that's why we've decided to send in the Reclaimers.
First up is Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core, launching into early access on May 20th, developed by Ghost Ship Games. Now, if you've played Deep Rock Galactic before, you already know the vibe. Dwarves, caves, bugs, mining, and absolute chaos with your friends. But Rogue Core isn't just more Deep Rock. This one takes the formula and turns it into a roguelite co-op shooter, where every run pushes deeper into dangerous underground zones, filled with procedural objectives, upgrades, enemies, and random events. The big thing here is progression. Instead of long-term mission grinding like the original game, Rogue Core focuses more on build crafting and adapting during runs. And honestly, this feels like a really smart evolution of the series, because the original Deep Rock already had incredible co-op gameplay. Turning that into a replayable roguelite structure just makes sense. The environments also look way more dangerous and unstable this time around. There's a bigger focus on survival, corrupted zones, and missions spiraling out of control. If you're into games like Risk of Rain 2, Helldivers, Vermintide, or obviously Deep Rock Galactic itself, this is probably one of the easiest wishlist recommendations of the month. Plus, let's be honest, Deep Rock fans are absolutely going to lose their minds on launch day. But if co-op bug extermination isn't your thing, the next game slows things down a bit and replaces explosions with betrayal. Next up is Thick as Thieves, also launching May 20th, developed by Otherside Entertainment. This one immediately stands out because it's coming from developers with strong immersive sim roots, and you can really see that influence in how it's being built. Thick as Thieves is a stealth-focused co-op experience set in a dense, atmospheric city where the core gameplay revolves around infiltration, timing, and coordination between players. Instead of loud action or constant combat, this is about reading environments, studying patrol routes, and executing careful plans with another player, or attempting to adapt when things inevitably go wrong. What makes it interesting is how much it leans into classic immersive sim design philosophy. You're not being pushed through a scripted path. The city systems, guards, and spaces all feel like they're meant to be understood, learned, and exploited over time. There's a strong emphasis on tension as well. Visibility, sound, timing, everything matters. One mistake doesn't just reset a moment, it can reshape the entire run. It feels like a game designed for players who enjoy patience over chaos and problem-solving over reaction speed. And in a space where a lot of multiplayer games lean toward fast pacing and constant action, this slower, more deliberate co-op stealth experience really stands out. If it delivers on that immersive sim depth in a co-op setting, this could end up being one of the more unique stealth games to watch this year.
You arrive at the city as a new thief, looking to prove yourself to the legendary Thieves Guild. But you'll quickly find yourself tangled in powers and politics that go far beyond simple cat burglary.
And on that day, everything was taken from us. So many. Lost.
Last up is SpaceCraft, also launching May 20th into early access, developed by Shiro Games. This one is aiming for scale from the ground up, and the easiest way to frame it is somewhere between EVE Online and No Man's Sky, with a heavier focus on industrial systems and player-driven logistics. SpaceCraft is a multiplayer sci-fi sandbox where players gather resources, build production chains, and trade across a shared universe. Instead of structured missions or linear progression, the game leans heavily into systems, especially how resources move through a player-created economy. At its core, it's about roles forming naturally. Some players will focus on mining and extraction, others on refining and manufacturing, and others on transporting goods and keeping supply lines running across space. That's where the EVE Online comparison really fits. Not necessarily in combat or politics, but in the idea of a living economy shaped by player interaction. And the No Man's Sky side comes through in the exploration and resource-driven loop across different environments. Because this is early access, what we're really seeing is the foundation of that system rather than its final form. A lot of the long-term depth will depend on how these mechanics expand and how the player base engages with them over time. If it comes together, SpaceCraft could become one of those long-running sandbox games where the most interesting stories aren't scripted, they're created by how players build, trade, and depend on each other inside the same universe.
Welcome, Pioneer. Time to join the great galactic expansion. Of mining operations.
So that's your May 20th lineup on Steam. And honestly, it's a pretty interesting mix. A co-op roguelite descent into the depths, a tense stealth immersive sim built around coordination, and a massive space sandbox trying to simulate an entire player-driven economy. 3 very different games, all landing on the same day, all trying to carve out their own space. But I want to know what you are checking out first. Deep Rock, stealth heists, or full space capitalism? Let me know down in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more weekly Steam discoveries, and wishlist any games you want to support. It genuinely helps smaller developers more than most people realize. Thanks for watching Next on Steam, and remember, the real endgame isn't finishing games, it's adding more games to your wishlist.